Hey everyone, Heather Mason 76 here. I wanted to do a big thank you to everybody that has donated so far for the Hugs for Who Girls Mom charity drive that I've been doing. We've raised approximately $825 so far, and to be honest, regardless of how much money you've donated, a dollar that you've donated is a dollar more than what we had. So again, thank you so much to everybody that's donated to help us out. For people that don't really know the story behind why I did the charity drive, I want to explain everything right now. Basically, my mom had a stroke a few years ago. And what happened was she was a waitress at a restaurant, okay? And at the same time, my mom wasn't doing too well. She wasn't feeling well before her stroke, so she wasn't working that many hours. So maybe the stroke was oncoming, I'm not really sure. But basically, what happened was she had some kind of inheritance money come to her from my great grandmother, and it was only about maybe $2,000, maybe if that. And my mom gave me half of it, okay, to get some of my debt cleared off from stuff that had happened when I got stuck in Pennsylvania for a bit. And basically, long story short, because of her bank account having more than $1,000 in it, because of this inheritance money, because anybody that's worked fast food or worked at a restaurant as a as a waitress will know that you don't really get ever paid the same rate. It's always a small amount plus tips. So of course you don't make a lot, depending on when you work. Anyway, so because of this reason, just because she had over $1,000 in her bank account, basically the insurance company that she had dropped her, which makes no sense to me, but that's exactly what happened. Maybe it was because of the mix of the fact that she was ill and she couldn't go to work, so they had cut her out, so since she wasn't working enough hours, they had dropped her, or what. But it was a mix of everything, I think, honestly, because they said one of the things was because she had $1,000 or more in her account, which doesn't make any sense to me. But that's what the insurance company told my mom. So, anyway, long story short, my mom had a stroke. Mind you, I was actually on the phone with her when she had a stroke when I was in Pennsylvania, so I tried to get back home as soon as I possibly could after that. Not knowing my mom actually had a stroke, but she, you could tell something was wrong. Anyway, what had happened was my mom had a stroke. She was in the hospital for a week for testing and everything, and didn't find out till after she was out of the hospital that she basically didn't have any coverage. So the whole week that she was in the hospital, the doctor visits, the medicines, the blood tests, all the stuff that was done to her that entire time that she was in the hospital, she's had to pay out of pocket. Now, because of the medications and stuff she's on because of her stroke with blood thinners and everything, plus she also has a heart murmur, which doesn't help things either, because they're talking about her possibly having surgery now on her heart, which isn't a dire need right now. They said that she's actually fine, but with all the medications and stuff she's on, she counts as somewhat disabled because she can't be on her feet for long amounts of time. Her feet and legs swell up. My mom's just had a stroke with that, it's a horrible pun, but my mom has had a horrible time with luck. It's pretty much the only way I can put it. I live at home with my mom and my grandmother, but the reason why I do isn't because of not only my financial issues, but because of my mother's. I've been trying to help her out as much as I possibly can. Of course, I work retail, so we all know how much I get paid for that, but I've worked there for 9 years, so there's, you know what I mean? I'm trying to get moved up, but regardless, it's hard to get a job nowadays. I mean, everybody can tell you that with the economy. A lot of people don't have jobs, so I'm happy that I have one. But at the same time, even though my full-time job pays me so much a week, it's not enough for me to cover my bills and everything else and then help my mom out in the same process. I try to help out my mom as much as I possibly can, but there's only so much that I can do. And a few weeks ago, which is when I started the charity drive, basically what happened was I was in the negative in my bank account because all my bills literally hit me full force all at once and just drained my bank account for what I had. And we didn't even have any money for me to go get my mom's prescriptions that were due for her to take the next day and bread. And if my manager hadn't given me $20, I wouldn't have been able to get any of that, which is just the bare basics for what you need. And especially for us, because my mom does need her medications. And for anybody that knows somebody that's on blood thinners, it's very hazardous to get cut, to get anything stuck in you. Like, basically, if you get a paper cut, you have to be careful, because if you bleed enough, you can actually bleed out and bleed to death, because your body doesn't make your blood coagulate, basically, and make it so it stops bleeding from the wound. So anyway, my mom ended up, basically the whole story is my mom ended up getting sick a few weeks ago. We thought that it was food poisoning, but we found out something different, and she's recovering from it, but now she has to go see 5 new doctors for different testing and everything else. She couldn't keep anything down. She was getting really ill. And of course, people being parents and being stubborn and whatever, they don't understand. They don't want to worry their children. If anybody knows, I know this above everything. Every adult that I have in my life never wants to tell me till last minute that something's wrong. So here I'm walking out the door Sunday for work. My mom asked me to feed the cat, and I'm, at first I start getting a little bit annoyed, but then my mom starts crying, and I'm trying to find out what happened. Well, she's been ill for the last 2 days. She can't really keep much down, except water and basically just the small basics, maybe bread, if that. And even then, she wasn't really keeping much down. And she actually started passing blood, which is really not good for somebody that's on blood thinners, because you could literally bleed out and die. So, of course, my mom was really concerned. Well, of course, Monday, the last little bit of cash that I had on me, I had pulled out right before basically my bank account, got drained from my bills. And I had to take my mom to the clinic to get checked out. Now, luckily, her bleeding had stopped. But they found out that apparently she may have passed a cyst, and they don't know if that was why she was so ill or not. So basically, the thing is there's a good chance that instead of her being ill and the pressure of being ill caused this, it's the fact that she probably was hemorrhaging, and that's what was making her sick. And she's still recuperating, because it really did take a lot out of her, and it's not good for someone her age. I mean, my mom's 65, and it's not good. It's really not. No, it's 65, making my mom older than she is. She's 62, but it's she's so much thinner than she was, and it's like when you see them get older, it does really scare you. But I'm trying to do the best I can to help her, especially with all her medical bills and stuff. And mind you, she went and just got her blood tests done last week for a good portion of things that she needed to get testing for her blood numbers and all that stuff. And basically, even though Medicaid and Medicare cover her now because of her stroke and her disability and stuff, which is ridiculous, because basically she wasn't covered for anything before that. She literally had to have a stroke to be covered for insurance, which is ridiculous. But anyway, she basically, Medicare and Medicaid cover 80% of the bill, and we get the other 20%. Well, the bill came in last week for her blood testing that she had, and it was $300. That's only 20% of the bill, which really is scary, thinking that that's only 20%, because 20 times 5 is what, $1,500? So it costs you $1,500 to get your blood taken. which means I know for a fact that the bill that my mom has for being in the hospital for that entire week was in the thousands. And like I said, I can help as much as I possibly can. And yes, she does get, I think she gets early retirement, Social Security, and some other things, but still, it's not enough because by the second or third week of the month, she really has nothing to go on because we get groceries for the house, and we pay some bills, and it goes, and that's it. There's only so much you can really do. Luckily, we live here with my grandmother. She's actually not here right now. She's in Arizona with my uncle, which I'm actually really glad for because since my mom's home, kind of sick, and I'm still trying to help out and do all the stuff around the house, especially with the heat being so bad. Um, my mom can't go out in this heat. It's too much of a risk for her. So I can't, so I've been doing a lot of chores, doing a lot of work around here. That's why I haven't been doing a lot of videos lately. I have been streaming games a lot, but that's only because I've been trying to do more for the donations for the charity drive. Um, anyway, basically, I'm glad my grandmother's not here because it makes it way easier to worry just about one person than two. So since my uncle's taking care of my grandmother, it's making things a whole lot easier. Plus, I've actually been, if you haven't noticed, I've been rearranging my room. I still have a lot more to do in here, but it's, a lot. Plus, my grandmother's getting rid of her other house that apparently she had a while back, and which is nice, but I don't think we're going to see any money from that because my uncle's pretty much calling the shots, and if you know how it is with power of attorney, can't really ask for much. So I try to play nice person because I just don't want my uncle last minute just go, oh, well, you've got 30 days to get out, whatever. It's the last thing in my mind right now because I'm concerned more about my mother than anything, to be honest. But anyway, for everybody that's donated, it's helped a ton with me and my mom, and I sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. And I just wanted to let you all know the donation drive is still open. I'm going to leave it open actually until July 9th now because I was going to do a stream tonight and tomorrow. And if I do an all-day stream tomorrow, once it hits midnight, it might cut off at the 8th at midnight, so I can't cut it off on the 7th, so I decided to move it to the 9th just to make it easier. So that way we'll have another couple days just in case somebody wants to donate, and it does really help. Like I said, any donation is great. I mean, if it's $1, it's $1 we didn't have. So again, thank you so much for everybody that's helped. I am giving away prizes. I said originally I was going to give away plushies to the top 3 donators. I'm probably going to move it to the top 4 and 5 donators as well, just because of the fact that the people that are donating, the amount of money that they are just is mind-boggling. Like Jim Pon, he donated a few, just a little bit before, and then all of a sudden that coming Monday he donated a huge amount, and I don't barely even know this person, and it's such a great thing to know that I know people through the internet, through Twitch TV, through the Lord Cat Mafia, through Radio Dead Air community, through everything else, through all the YouTube users that I know between Yell Chaos, Sprites and Bites, and everybody else that's spread the word. It's meant a lot to me that you can reach people through the internet and they care enough to help somebody that they don't know that much, and it just means so much to me, more than you'll ever know. Try not to cry. But it really does mean a lot, and I want to thank everybody for it. But like I said, I'm going to leave it open until July 9th. Like I said, probably the top 5 donators will probably be getting prizes now because I can't underscore people that have been donating huge amounts. It just helps so much for us, and it just means so much to me. I don't know what else to do. So anyway, thanks to everybody that's donated. Thanks in advance to anybody who will this weekend. And like I said, I will be doing a stream tonight, possibly starting about 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the Twitch TV channel will be below. And then I will also be doing a all-day stream tomorrow. possibly starting at around 11 a.m. or even 12 p.m. I'm not really sure. If you have me followed on Twitch TV, you will probably get a message on the email, or if you're signed for my Twitter, you can have me followed on that, so you'll know when I start streaming. But I'll probably be streaming till about either 12 midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning. I have work Sunday at 11:30, but as long as I get about 6 or 7 hours sleep, I'll be good. So, you know. Anyway, thanks to everybody that's donated, and like I said, I still have the chip in open, so if you want to go to Twitch TV and chip in, like I said, $1 will still help. It's still $1 that we don't have, and it means a lot to me, for everybody that has donated. Anybody that's followed me that couldn't donate and was just emotional support, it means a lot to me that you were even there in the channel. There are people that came to the donate to the charity channel last week, and they're regulars now. They come to my Twitch TV all the time that I stream now, and it's so fun to have some of these regular people, and it's so much fun. And it's really, it's one of my escapes, really, streaming video games. It really is one of my escapes from all the stuff between work and chores and helping out my mom and everything else. I mean, I know I'm always on a call with my mom, but it alleviates some of that stress to play video games and talk with people, and it really helps a lot. But anyway, I just wanted to make a very big thank you video and to tell everybody that the donation drive is still open until July 9th. So this is Heather Mason 76 saying hopefully I'll see you guys this weekend, and have a good weekend, guys, and try to beat the heat because it's ridiculously hot, and I hope to see you all this weekend. And thanks a lot. Signing off.